Hey, good morning. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom, Pajama Grandma here, in my pajamas, of course, and my rollers, because I'm going to visit my beautiful 98-year-old grandmother today. And I'm also, I think I've mentioned, of course I've mentioned, that I'm getting ready to go to a marketing conference called Funnel Hacker Live in Orlando, Florida next week. I leave, I think, at like 5 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday. So I have a ton of things to get ready. Now, you'd think I would be ready because women are supposed to be super good planners and plan way ahead. But in order to get ready, I've had to do a lot of things. I've had to do all of last week's work plus this week's work plus next week's work to get ready and prep for this event. That means I have to take care of everything that needs to get done normally during the week so that I can really free up my mind and my energy to be there and be present and really experience the event, which I'm so excited about. Haven't been to a marketing event. I've only been to a few in my life and in my career. Usually I've been to lots of events and lots of conferences, but they've always been industry specific. So for example, when I was in manufacturing and quality, I would go to quality conventions. I would go to industry specific conventions. So personal care products, the bakery association or bakery related, retail related products shows. And then in my Italian food manufacturing industry, I went to lots of food shows. I've been to lots of food shows. Food shows are fun, and food exhibits and food conferences. And I've also been to lots of technical conferences. So I've been through to a whole bunch of different, real type conferences, but I've not really participated in many marketing conferences. I will admit here and now that I've been to a couple of conventions for network marketing companies, which I have lots of strong opinions on network marketing and multi-level marketing, and my reasoning is probably different than a lot of people's because I come at it from a business owner approach and a small business owner approach, and so I'll share that someday because it's kind of interesting. I actually used to teach a class on how to select and pick the right network marketing company or the right organization for you. And you could use that information to pick any business if you wanted to start your own business, to determine what type business should you actually start and what's the probability of it succeeding given how you match yourself to the type of business that you want to start. Because I've been involved in lots of different businesses in my life, from manufacturing ice as a 13-year-old to, making Italian food for 35 years on the side while working in corporate America, selling fireworks, running retail businesses. It's just been, real estate investing and negotiations. It's just been kind of this whole hodgepodge of stuff, which makes it really interesting. But I like to think it gives me kind of a unique perspective and way of looking at things and situations to say, yeah, here you could do that, but that's going to be the hard way. What if you did this instead? So marketing conventions, I think the very first one I went to was by Jim Edwards, and I want to say it was in Atlanta, Georgia. I don't remember. I'm going to have to ask a couple of people now because I'm really curious. But then I went to several Jim boats, they're called. Love Jim Edwards. And we would go on a cruise and have a marketing seminar on the cruise. And then I haven't done anything since that. And so this will be my first predominantly marketing conference in a long, long time, because I always fancied myself more of an engineer and more of a manufacturing person and more of a serious business person than a marketer. And I've come to realize in the last year that everything we do is about marketing. And marketing is about getting your message out and sharing what it is you have to offer with the world. And if no one hears what you have to offer with the world, then you can be making the best Italian food in the world and it won't matter because people won't know about it. You can be making the best gizmo, gadget, mobile app, anything in the world, but if nobody knows about it, what's the point? You could be the best coach in the world. You could provide the best transformations for the people that you work with, but if nobody knows about you, what difference does it make? It might make a difference in a few people's lives, but it's not going to make the kind of impact that I want to make and that most people that I know and most entrepreneurs want to make. We are here to make the world a better place. And again, my mom always tells me I'm super naive when I say that, so I don't tell it to my family very often. But really, I think that's what we're here for. That's what I'm here for. I'm not here to just sit in my hot rollers and talk on Facebook Live. I'm here to positively impact as many people as I can while I'm living and while I'm on the planet. So I'm working on this list of things that I need to do to get ready. I mean, I don't even have business cards. And I mean, that's about the networking or interacting with other human beings 101. You have to have something to give them so that they'll remember even meeting you. So I need to throw together some business cards. I need to finish a couple of websites that should have been done. Okay, again, frustration creating when I say I should have had this done already. Well, I actually should have had it done already, but I just recently decided I wanted to do the Pajama Grandma thing and Pajama Grandma lifestyle and Pajama Grandma business because I am a Pajama Grandma. I would say 80% of my work nowadays in my pajamas. I'm a morning person, and maybe that contributes to why I like to do things in my pajamas, but I also I like to be comfortable and relaxed and not unprofessional or informal, which I'm sure I'm going to get a bunch of flack and feedback about that because people are going to say, you can't do everything in your pajamas and that's not very professional. Well, you know what? When I was in my 20s and 30s and, young and not ever great looking, but a lot more attractive than I am nowadays as I'm 58, I think that was important. And the whole image thing and putting on masks was important. But at this point in my life, I think that I have a lot more to offer in real life experience and knowledge and what works and what doesn't and accomplishments than mattering what I look like. And if people really are not going to want to work with me because of the name Pajama Grandma or because sometimes I do Facebook Lives with curlers in my hair or I hold them accountable and I tell it like it is and I tell them what they need to hear even though they might not want to hear it right now, then I don't want to work with them. I've worked with so many people in my career and in my life. I mean, I've been working a long time. My first business when I was 13, and I've always worked because my dad was very entrepreneurial. Even though he worked in corporate America, he always had not one, but several businesses going on the side. So my sisters and I always learned to be really hard workers and that we should always have our own businesses and things going. So I've got a lot of stuff that I've learned, and I've made so many mistakes. Come on, we always learn more from our mistakes than we learn from the things that go right in the first place. I mean, some of my hardest lessons, but the most powerful ones, have come from choosing the wrong business partner, marrying the wrong person, not a bad person, but the wrong person for me. If I hadn't gone through that experience, I wouldn't have learned a lot of the things that I needed to learn at the time. Now, some of them were super painful, but that's part of my personal growth and development as well, as it is all of ours. So I'm working on my list, going to get it done, going to go see my grandma because I've learned that nothing is more important than people and the relationships that we have in our life. Like I said, she's 98 and a half years old. I drop everything for my grandmother and for my granddaughter. And most things for my kids, but they'll tell you I choose work over them a lot still. Did most of my life, which it was probably not the best use of my time and energy, but I didn't know better at the time. At the time, I thought I was doing the right thing. We all need to cut ourselves some slack. We all criticize and judge and beat up on ourselves and are our own worst enemies in our heads. I mean, we don't necessarily do it out loud, but in our heads we do that. And if you don't, bless you and tell me how to not do that ever, because that would be awesome. But I still do it, and most of us do, but we beat ourselves up thinking of things we should do when it doesn't really matter. What we should do is what makes us happy, makes the people that we love and care about happy, and makes the world a better place. Pretty simple. And if we kept it that simple, I think we'd all be a lot less stressed and a lot happier. So I'm going to sign off, go get ready to see my grandma. I actually put clothes on to go visit people and see my grandma. So I'm not always a Pajama Grandma, but I find that more and more I am. And it's actually fun to be able to create and do things in things I'm comfortable in and with people I love creating things with. So go out, make it an awesome day. I will, of course, see you tomorrow, and just do one thing. Pick one thing to move you toward what it is that you want, and what it is that you want to experience. And always remember to focus on what's working, not on what isn't. And you will be just amazed at how much happier you feel. See you tomorrow.